AA, see you in church. Hi, I'm Manuel. Don't forget to put the hand up, leave a message, and go ahead and hit the subscribe to my channel and say hi and come and see me. I have the tendency to talk about things, and a lot of people. I have a friend who's been watching me, and she calls me up and says, why haven't you talked about yourself? I said, I've done that quite a few times. She goes, well, not really. And I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, you used to be really angry, and now you're not. And I'm like, no, I wasn't. She goes, yeah, you were. I go, no, I wasn't. Yeah, you were. Well, I guess I'll talk about myself. When I was younger, I was really shy. But if you cornered me, I came out fighting. The bullies found that out. Or if you mess with my friends, that's a different story. Bullies used to always mess with my friends. I had a friend that had glasses, and the bully got his glasses. They were playing keep away. And I knew one bully that was just a bully. And I knew if I got the glasses from him and ran, he'd run after me. So I told my friend, when I give you the glasses, run to the bathroom at the other end and then go to class. So I knocked the bully down, caught the glasses, handed them to him, and ran. And went and stood by my favorite teacher. Then I found I had a teacher that was a bully. And it was because she didn't want to mark her favorite student as a cheater. So she rather point me out. So I told her, you picked the wrong class to do this. She goes, what do you mean? I said, this is my best class. I said, for one thing, here, I pass any of your tests. Look at all my other tests. Well, you didn't pass this one. I said, yes, I did. I said, my brother told me that you always have copies of your tests, and for every test you got two others. Give me that test and the other person who you're saying I cheated from a different test and see who passes. If I pass, I said, then you have to go up there in the front and apologize publicly for what you just did. Well, she thought she wouldn't have to apologize. So, what did she do? She brought out the test. I passed it, even with a better grade. Why? Because I didn't do the extra point in the other one. This one, I did the extra point. I did all of the tests. I passed it at 100%. Why? Math was my favorite subject. Everything else was a little harder for me. I had to work because I'm dyslexic. That means that the E's turned this way. So what's normal for everybody else is turned around for me. Same thing with the B's and the D's, the P's and the Q's. And that's where I had a problem. So I passed the test. I didn't ask who the other person was because I knew who it was. And she was a friend. Then I grow up and still in grammar and a bully. Because she's a girl, they think it's okay. So the principal tries to put me in my place, and I put him in his place. I said, I don't know what's going on with you, But I said, if anybody, whether they're male or female, tries to hit me, I will hit them back. I said, if you want to be a patsy, that's fine. That's your business, but it's not mine. You enjoy women beating on you, that's your business, not mine. But I will not allow anybody to hit me, especially when I did nothing but protect myself. And I told him, and I showed him what the person was doing, and I told him I blocked him. Now, she was up against me. So if she got hit, that was her fault. But I didn't let her hit me. I said, now, that little girl who the ball belonged to, who I gave the ball to return it because she needed to return it to go back to class, that girl has been bullying her on the way home for a week every day. And I told him that. She waits for after school and then she attacks her. I said, I've saved her twice. Now she comes over, she lets them play. I have no problem. But when she starts to hit on her and me, I let her get the ball, go back and return it and go to class. And then I stood up to her, the bully. Then the secretary of the principal tells him she is a bully. And he backs down and sends me back to class. But I made it very clear before I left, I will not be letting anybody beat on me. And then the other bully, I was good at soccer. I was good at, dodgeball. And I was good at volleyball. So in dodgeball, I threw the ball at his feet. He always landed on his back. He couldn't blame me. Soccer, I kicked the ball across there. It hit him across the back of his head. He couldn't blame me. Volleyball, I spiked the ball on his head. It was his fault, he was in the way. That's what they would say. Then high school. There weren't really that many bullies except for the police. I was in marching band. The police try to run us over, and then they stop and they laugh. Ha 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 ha. We kicked their asses out of our school. They had to go and stand at the bus terminal. Why? They had knocked out the teeth of one of the Hispanic kids. The guy says, "Give me the dice." So he tossed them to him. And then he went and hit him and slammed his face on the ground and knocked the kid's teeth out. And we put a petition together and said, you either get rid of those 2 police officers or on this date, the whole school will walk out. And they had 4 pages of signatures because everybody hated those 2 police officers. Now, they weren't white police officers. One was black and the other one was Hispanic, and they were both assholes. And by that time, I was angry. We had some bullies there, and by accidentally, the bullies fell down the stairs. And they tried to say I was the one who did it. But I told them, how can I do that? I'm at the other end of the school in class. They were like, I don't know, but I'm sure you did it. And I told the principal, how can I do it? I'm at the other end on the 3rd floor. So he kept doing that. I said, unless I'm magical. And I smiled and laughed. And do I have a reason to harm him? And the principal was, I don't know. And I said, that's exactly true. And the bully sort of stop bullying. I said, because if I didn't do it, which of the many people you bullied did it? And he didn't say anything. Anyway, as time moves on, I was quick witted. I can insult anybody. I can even make a person cry with my insults. But I don't usually do that. If someone verbally attacks me, I verbal back. I've always done that. And as I got older, I stopped even doing that. Why? Because some people just thrive on the drama. And if you don't even do the drama when they're trying to bug you, it makes them even madder. And I got even by doing that, making them so unimportant to me that I handed their stupidity to the Lord. And if the Lord does something, that's his business. If the Lord doesn't do anything, that's also his business. But it's not mine. I gave them up to the Lord, like we're supposed to. And they say, are you trying to get? And I'm like, has nothing to do with me anymore. I gave them to the Lord. And that's what my saying was. Yes, I'm still angry. Oh, angry to the world. But I deal with things different now. Now, the loss of my mom, because I deal with things different now, that put me through a drama. And now I'm back to maybe a little more to who I am now, or was. But like I always say, hand them to the Lord and walk away. And when it's their time comes, they go towards the Lord will throw the shit in their faces and then kick them into hell. Why? Because they're not going to change. But why let them take you down to hell with them? That's the way I see it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never said I was perfect. But what can we do? I've always had great friends, great loved ones, and people that I've always cared for. I care for most people. And I pray constantly. It's just weird. I've always been that person. I pray for everybody. And then they tell me, well, why are you praying to the Lord when he blah, blah, blah? I said, because it doesn't sound right. I've been close to the Lord, and the Lord's word doesn't sound like those few stupidities at the end of one of those phrases. So I'm going to pretend that it doesn't belong to him. Then I see a movie and it doesn't. So I was right. And everybody says, oh, you're always right, Manuel. I'm like, and I'm not always right. And I tell them that. No, I'm not. But who cares? But it's up to you to do the best you can. And I do that. And now I have these little videos that I drop here on YouTube, and I talk about stuff, and I hope you guys are listening and everything, and I hope you like the conversations. But so far, no one's really saying anything. They'll watch the videos or whatever, put the little hand up, but they're not saying anything, so I don't know what to say. I talk about things, I talk about all kinds of things, but then, I used to tell stories. I'm not going to tell the stories anymore. The stories were true stories, or I don't know if they were true. Why? Because they were coming from other people. They're not my stories. I think I told one or two of my own stories, and those were true about witches and other stuff. But those other stories were stories these people told that came and sat down and told their supposedly true stories. But anyway, remember to subscribe to my channel, leave a message, tell me of something you want me to talk about, and don't forget to put the hand up like that, because I have the tendency to do that, so I do that at the beginning. But remember, AA, see you in church.